Then Balto turned to Muck and Luck, who were shaking water off themselves, and right on top of Boris.
I hate bears!
You two guys ought to learn how to swim someday. You'd be very good at it.
Yes, well, of course we were. We were in the water. We were moving. We got wet, didn't we? Look! We were swimming!
Jenna tried to walk, but she kept falling down because of a paw injury from the bear.
Clumsy.
No, you're not. You're hurt.
Fine. Maybe I'm not so fine. You should all go ahead without me.
Jenna.
No, I'll be slowing everyone down. Rosie can't hold out much longer.
Balto paused for a moment. Then he ran toward a tree, broke off a large branch with his teeth, and gave it to the two polar bear cubs.
Muck, you and Luck carry Jenna back to town on this.
And this time, don't take time out for a sleep.
You can make sure of that, Boris. You're gonna lead them home.
Hey.
Just follow my marks.
You're going on alone?
Won't be the first time.
Here.
The beautiful red husky slipped off her scarf and slipped it around Balto's neck.
Afraid it won't keep you very warm.
Yeah, it will.
Well, of course Balto will come back. He's Balto, isn't he?
Hey, I'm coming back. With the medicine. I promise, Jenna. Go ahead, guys. Take her home.
Balto, I do not like leaving you out here alone. I was going to tell you how cold you are.
Boris. They need you even more than I do.
The Russian snow goose hesitated. Then he spoke to Balto before he joined Luck and Muck.
Let me tell you something, Balto. A dog cannot make this journey alone. But maybe a wolf can.
And learning that, the wolf dog ran off by himself to find Steel and his team, marking trees all the while to make sure the team would find their way back to Nome safely. He finally found them in a deep ravine and ran down to see if they were okay.
Balto!
Is that
Balto, how did you find us?
Is anyone hurt?
Everyone is fine.
Yeah, but our musher hit his head. And he didn't get up.
And he's not moving.
All right, follow me. I can lead you home.
Balto grabbed the harness with his teeth and was about to march back up the slope when Steel pinned it down with his front paws.
We don't need your help.
Maybe we should listen to him.
Well, how would you get us home there?
Well, I marked the trail. Like this.
Balto scratched the bark off a dead tree, but then Steel knocked it over with his brute strength.
I'll get us back. I'm the lead dog. I'm in charge.
Then let me take back the medicine. They're getting sicker.
Balto headed for the antitoxin container, which was strapped to the sled. Steel jumped in his path.
Whoa! Touch that box, and I'll tear you apart. 2 bolts says Steel takes them.
You're on.
Yeah. Steel, I'm not leaving without that medicine.
Balto tried to pass Steel, but the black glory hound pushed the wolf dog with his front paws.
Who do you think you are? Hey, this is gonna be good.
Since when do you need a pedigree to help someone?
Balto struggled to his feet and started toward the medicine again, but still Steel refused to accept his help. He angrily jumped in front of the wolf dog, blocking his way.
Steel, let me help you.
In a flash, Steel leapt at Balto and grabbed Jenna's scarf in his teeth, trying to pull the wolf dog to the edge of a cliff. But then the piece of cloth unraveled, and the black glory hound tumbled off the steep slope and landed on the hard ground. Don't worry, even bad dogs don't die in this story. So Balto slipped into the harness and started to lead the sled team back to Nome, just as Steel made his way back up to where they were leaving.
Go ahead, Wolf Dog. You'll never get home. I'll make sure of that.
Soon Balto and the team came upon a bunch of trees. All of them had been scratched.
Still, maybe we was better off with him there.
But Balto took a sudden leap and ran through the forest at full speed.
Balto, slow down!
Hey, you're going too fast.
Soon they came to the edge of a cliff. The medicine box untied itself off the sled, and it and Balto went tumbling over the edge. Back at Nome, in the boiler room, Jenna was talking to the dog council.
I don't get it. How could Balto hope to find Steel and his team? They were after trails.
Well, he's tracking them.
That mutt! Tracking a championship team in a blizzard!
The dog's laughter was suddenly interrupted when an ice statue burst through the door.
Steel!
Steel, you're alive.
You're back! Where you been? Are you okay?
Steel, where are the others?
Well, one by one they fell, frozen, barely alive. I pulled 4 onto the sled. 3 more on my back. And I walked. And I walked. But it was too late. They were...
What about the medicine?
Well, I went on, dragging the medicine alone. All alone. And then suddenly, that wolf dog appeared. Balto. He demanded I let him take the medicine. You know, he just wanted so much to be a hero in your eyes. And he grabbed the crate, but he couldn't handle it. He couldn't see the patch of ice, the snow, the wind, and the log, and the cliff. Well, he just didn't have a chance. I'm sorry. And then...
Steel pulled out a red piece of cloth from his collar with his teeth and placed it in front of Jenna's paws.
My bandana.
He made me promise to take care of you, Jenna.
The beautiful red husky was silent for a few seconds. Then she spoke.
You're lying. Steele's lying. Balto's alive. He's coming home.
As Jenna grabbed her bandana in her mouth and ran off, Steel turned to the other dogs.
Well, you know, she needs a little time.
Once Jenna returned to the hospital, she asked Rosie's parents to tie her bandana back on, borrowed a lantern from the hospital, and climbed to the top of a hill overlooking the city. Then she took a few broken bottles and placed them in front of the lantern, making a beautiful rainbow, still hoping that Balto would be able to return to Nome. In the forest, poor Balto was lying down sadly when the spirit of a white wolf appeared. Balto realized it was his mother. She made the wolf dog look at the box of medicine and then the cliff. As he looked, Balto remembered Boris Gusanov's words about a dog not being able to make a journey alone. Only then did Balto finally understand that being a wolf is his strength. So he climbed back up the hill to the other dogs, taking the medicine with him. Once he made it back to the top, he fastened the medicine, the dogs, and himself, and started back to Nome, this time using his smell. When they started on a rickety ice bridge, it started to break, but Balto and the team were able to get off safely. A few hours later, on Balto's boat home, Boris was lying down on the back of Muck and Luck when he heard a distant howl. He turned around and saw Balto and the Sleem racing to town, following the beautiful rainbow Jenna had made.
Balto's back!
In the boiler room, Steele was talking to the dog council, gnawing on a bone.
Of course, as you know, I swam and I swam. It was freezing cold. And then finally, I just said, Steele, you see, you have to gnaw your way to the surface. So I... What? Balto with the medicine.
Then Steele turned to Jenna's Pomeranian friend, Dixie.
Steele, you are positively disposable.
Dixie slapped Steele on the cheek, making him drop the bone. When the black glory hound turned toward it, he saw the other dogs growling at him, furious that he had lied to him. Fed up with him, they walked out of the boiler room, leaving Steele sobbing inside.
Okay. I can explain. See, you guys weren't there, so you don't... Wait a minute, guys. Wait just a second.
Now this is where you're going to have to hang in here with me. When Balto reached the hospital, his friends were excited to see him. Muck and Luck hugged Balto, who managed to escape from their clutches and ran inside the hospital, where Rosie was just waking and hugging her parents. Now that Balto had brought the medicine back to Nome, let me say that he's now the town's most popular dog. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about Steele, the glory hound. When he saw a newspaper article about Balto saving Nome, let's say he became enraged, had enough of our wolf dog hero, and ran away from Nome to find some place where he would really be special. On the way, he could have reached the forest and get eaten by a bear, or maybe found a place called White Mountain and was adopted by somebody else. Sorry about that. Now we can go back to Balto. He was being admired by all the people and dogs by Nome, especially Jenna. Caltag and Star congratulated him.
He has the most enduring hospitality. The most intelligent. They should build a statue of him.
You said it.